What's going on, guys? It's your boy Andy Matrix, and oh boy, do I have some juicy news for you. I got some juicy news for you guys. So I am here at weeklyascii.jp, which is this is a Japanese website. It is a Japanese website directly from Japan. So this is not like it's not comicbook.com, it's not Variety, it's not CBR, but it's not Kotaku. Right, this is coming directly from Japan, and I actually translated this website from with Google Translate because of course, and actually you can see this image has Japanese text on it. Oh, hold on a second. Yeah, so this image here has Japanese, writing on it, basically talking about Netflix, and we're gonna get into it. And apparently, Netflix is still going to make anime, of course, because you gotta make anime to keep people on the platform, but it's not going to prioritize anime like it was. I think like ever since like 2000, it seems like 2017, 18, Netflix really started to ramp up their anime production, and now they're going to just slow it down a bit. And honestly, they just been, cutting out a lot of animation, whether if it's Western animation, American animation, which is really crappy and expensive. It's crappy and expensive. And then, but they're gonna slow down on anime, but they're gonna focus more, obviously, more on anime than American stuff, right? They're gonna start focusing a little bit on something else, and we're gonna get into it. And before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell for future notifications. Guys, I talk about anime, manga, video games, geek culture, Japanese culture. If you're into any of that stuff, then make sure to subscribe. Now, on with the show. Okay, so it says Netflix big money making phase for Japanese anime is over, right? So basically, there was this interview with Kodansha. Kodansha, basically a Japanese publisher, and it was basically interviewing, one of the I think one of the directors, one of the producers, right, in Kodansha, that they kind of greenlight certain anime, right? And so they kind of sat down and started talking about, Netflix and anime and stuff in the future and what's going to happen. So here are the details. So Matsumoto, so somebody's interviewing Matsumoto. The other guy's name is Nishida, right? It says, I would like to ask a few more questions about Matsumoto's anime, right? It says, I think that Netflix has been quite strong in procuring works by paying most of the production costs on the premise of exclusive worldwide distribution and exclusive distribution for a limited time, but there is no change in that trend, and I wonder if it came out, because it seems to be related to the competition between distribution services in Asian market that Mr. Nishida mentioned, and how content procured in Japan is viewed around the world. Are you used to it? Right, and then Nishida, the person being interviewed, he says Korean dramas. Japanese anime isn't in a situation where it can get to the top views on its own, right? A special example, like the Korean drama Squid Game, is topping a dozen countries around the world. That's actually true. Squid Game made it to the top of the top 10 charts in a lot of places in the world. But Japanese anime is not like that. It's not that far. So I think it is relatively narrow area, such as the top Asian countries, or the top in Japan, including parts of the United States. However, I heard that the amount of people who haven't seen it will never be stupid. For example, it doesn't enter the top 10 rankings, but it does enter the top 50 rankings. I think one answer is that it is not a stupid thing. And by stupid thing, I think is what was he saying. I think he's saying that anime is not something that people look down on, right? It's not something like a silly program, like a silly program that just plays once in a while and people just kind of enjoy it, and it is there, but it doesn't really become popular. Says Matsumoto says earlier it was said that Asian market still has room for market growth. Partial investment as a member of at the time, I will receive the rights exclusive distribution overseas. However, is it correct to assume that the trend of creating big Netflix original titles for the world as before will likely be toned down? Right? So they're asking the question. They said, right, of course, depending on the season, there may be one or two big titles of anime, of course. However, most of them will receive overseas distribution rights, but they are not necessarily completely original. That is, the investment amount will be small. In short, I wonder if it will it will be settled to the level of just being one of the production one of the production committees, right? So in general, I think what Netflix is really going to do, they're just going to put more energy into producing Korean dramas like Squid Game, right? Because Korean dramas are popular, right? A lot of Asian stuff, right? A lot of Asian stuff are popular. Anime is popular. Korean dramas are popular, right? Korean pop, K-pop, my sister loves that shit. It's really popular, right? You know, a lot of Asian stuff is popular. It is, and is actually is competing, is getting up to the level of beating American television. And as they produce more of this Asian stuff, and I think what's gonna happen is that eventually, this is why I think that the West is not completely gonna have control over anime, because what you have to understand about anime is that the Japanese make it, and the last people that they have in mind is America. It's kind of messed up, but the last people they have in mind is the West America. So first they think about the Asian market, and then they think about the West America, right? So and it has a lot of Asian investors, a lot of Asian interests, right? So when they make an anime, it will still have a lot of Asian values, right? And this is one of the reasons why I think it's not going to be WOKE in the future, right? Maybe some Americans will get some titles. They'll get their hands on some titles and then corrupt it with their ideologies or whatever. But for the most part, no. And also the Asian market is ever growing. So for the first time in 30 years, Asia's developing economies are set to grow faster than China's, right? And this is after the pandemic. This is it's coming from September 2022. So as Asian economies grow, more Asian people have money to spend, meaning that there's going to be a bigger market for anime in Asian countries, right? And there's going to be and it just seems as though it's just going to keep growing and growing and growing. And so this is actually really good news. And this will keep anime. This will help maintain anime Japanese and off the hands of Western ideologies. So I'm really happy about this, right? And I'm sure a lot of you guys are too. And also, yeah, it just seems that Netflix is investing into more Korean stuff and tone it down. They're gonna try to tone it down on the anime stuff. So we're probably gonna see more Korean stuff, right? So whatever your thoughts are on this, make sure to comment below. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for future notifications. And this is your boy Andy Matrix. Thank you for watching and listening. Godspeed.